AVC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Gonna do a quick entry into a challenge, one put up by Stephen Schnee. Just actually found his channel for the first time tonight. I saw someone else that had done a response to his challenge and traced it back to his channel. And so glad to jump on board your channel as well as jump on board doing your challenge. And so he labeled this the Holy Trinity Challenge, where basically he wanted you to pick an artist or group that has at least 5 or more studio albums. And it has to be studio albums, not no live stuff or anything like that. So 5 or more studio albums, and then choose the 3 consecutive releases that you consider to be their Holy Trinity. And excuse me, and I think I made it a little bit tougher because the first time I read it and I went and started pulling out records, I actually read where their 3 consecutive releases are your favorites by them. Somehow I read it like that, which of course makes it even that much more challenging to not only have 3 consecutive great albums, but they also happen to be my favorite 3 albums by that band. And maybe that's why it took me so long to come up with answers. So yeah, so anyway, you get a little more in-depth answer, I guess. But let's just kind of jump right into it, and I won't take up a lot of time on each album, otherwise this may take forever, but I'll only pick like 7 artists. But anyway, first one that I picked, excuse me, was Shinedown. And this is their debut release from 2004. Fantastic album here. I definitely love the band and certainly love their earlier stuff a little more than their later stuff. But I've seen them in concert like 4 times, and they always put on a heck of a show. And you know, Brent Smith, the lead singer, just has one of those power vocals. It just makes you think his vocal cords are going to explode, how strong he sings. But fantastic album right here. They do an awesome cover of Lynyrd Skynyrd's Simple Man on that album. Like, I mean, he just brings down the house every time they perform it live. But it's a fantastic album. Next is Us and Them, which was the original album that brought me to Shinedown. This was their 2005 release. Awesome song off of Here's Heroes. It's definitely my favorite song off of that album. And then their next album, which is from 2008, The Sound of Madness. They had some pretty big radio play with the song Second Chance off of this, which is a fantastic song. So, excuse me, my 3 favorite albums by them. Next, I decided to go with the Scorpions, and kind of a fun group because obviously there's a lot of different places you can jump in with the Scorpions, and I'm starting with Blackout. And again, I don't have to go into too much detail because you guys know that album pretty darn well. Fantastic album there. And then of course, Love at First Sting. You know, I think this was my official introduction to the Scorpions with, you know, Rock You Like a Hurricane and Big City Nights and all of that. I mean, that stuff was in regular video rotation back on MTV when I first started watching MTV. So another fantastic one, I think it was from '84. And then Savage Amusement, which again is probably my overall, maybe my favorite Scorpions album. And again, with stuff like Rhythm of Love, Passion Rules the Game, a couple other tracks that got big video rotation back in the day that really hooked me on the Scorpions. So those are my 3 favorite albums by them. I'm sorry. And then the next one here I thought would be a fun one, which is Van Halen, because obviously there's a bunch of places you can jump in with Van Halen, but my three consecutive Holy Trinities. Not only that, my 3 favorite Van Halen albums: 1984, OU812. Actually, I'm showing that in the wrong order, but my absolute favorite Van Halen album, which is 5150. I know that that's something that you don't want to say to a lot of people, and like I said, there's a lot of places to jump in, and I'm sure I know where some people would jump in, but I started in 1984 with my favorite 3 right there. All right, the next one, Metallica, because again, different places you can jump in with that one, and I'm starting with Ride the Lightning, which of course takes us to Master of Puppets, which of course takes us to arguably my favorite Metallica album, which is And Justice for All. All right, so then 2 more here. So the next one I decided to go with is Rainbow. And I'm starting with Rainbow Rising. You know, that absolute classic right there. Ronnie James Dio, which takes you to Long Live Rock and Roll. Another fantastic one. To, again, arguably my favorite Rainbow album out of the three, or just period, I should say, Down to Earth. Just such a fantastic, in-your-face rock album right there, man. Love this thing. And then the last one here, AC/DC. Another one where you could jump in a number of different places. And I decided to jump in at Highway to Hell. So that's what I'm starting off with there. And again, of course, you guys know that one, which of course takes you to Back in Black, which of course takes you to For Those About to Rock. And I almost didn't pick the AC/DC one just because, you know, right in that mix, I could easily sub out maybe Back in Black and put Ball Breaker in there, because Ball Breaker is definitely one of my favorite AC/DC albums, but I think this 3 is definitely well deserving. So kind of cool with that, with AC/DC and Van Halen, where, you know, my favorite albums within their Trinity are actually, you know, different lead singers, which is kind of cool. But anyway, so that's my picks there. Again, fun challenge, just kind of want to jump on board that. So as always, VC, let me know what you think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.